Hello Internet, welcome back to our Magiclysm series. Oh man, looking at this car, I thought we had way more done than this. It's a new day for me, so this is the first time I'm seeing it today. This car is ugly. Look at this thing. Oh, I hate it. Not only that, we have these tires. So our car, you might think like we did a lot of stuff. We really didn't. We put on these stow boards, of course, got the doors situated. But that's about all that we really have done over the last couple of episodes. We had to read books, to get our skills up and gather components and things like that. And it's like, I thought we got way more than this done. So we got the forge installed and the vehicle welder installed, both of which are highly valuable. And I think that we want to press pretty much immediately towards the bottle jack. And I'll tell you why. Is because we're going to need to reposition this car at some point in the near future. And currently, I imagine, I'm not even going to try. I imagine currently we can't actually drive this vehicle. I think the tires are not in appropriate positions and it will drag, which will cause us. In fact, if we look, can't we see rolling drag 6.5? I don't know if that's significant or not. I guess I never really pay attention to those numbers. But we want to reposition these tires, and additionally, I don't know if we're going to be able to move this car with the electric engine that's currently in it. We have a large electric motor. Now, this is not the most powerful electric motor. This is the second most powerful, I believe. I think enhanced electric motor is the best. I don't actually remember. It's a balance of power draw versus power output. Like one is more efficient than the other, but one is more powerful than the one that is efficient. Regardless, looking at this, I see that we have, currently we're about 6,488 pounds. I don't know if this engine is even powerful enough to actually move this vehicle. Once we put in all the cargo spaces, these are actually fairly heavy pieces to put in your vehicle, and then once we start loading the vehicle with all of our stuff, we're going to be up it's going to be quite a heavy vehicle, especially as time progresses and we accumulate more loot. So this is definitely something that is I don't know. We may have to put a gasoline powered engine into it. We also want to take these doors off and make them opaque because we're going to put curtains up in front to save ourselves a wall tile here instead of putting a wall tile with doors. To block out the rear cab for us to sleep in. We're just going to put curtains on the windows, I think. So what do we want to do first? Like I said, I think forge is important. We could go up and see about harvesting an engine. Are we running? We're not running. Is our ratchet on? Turn that off. I keep thinking I turn that off and then I check and my stamina is going down. It's off. Okay. So we're going to need to pull a bigger engine out of one of the larger vehicles, I think, to help move this beast along. It's not a particularly enormous vehicle or anything, but the electric motors are not particularly powerful. Why don't let's make a anvil, I guess. Let's work on the jack. What do we need for the jack? We need to be in the vehicle. We can't get in this side right now. We need to be in the vehicle so we have access to our books. Let's make the bottle jack, which requires a lot of things. Okay, I didn't think it needed all this. I thought it said we were only missing one or two tools when we tried this before. Jack? Bottle jack. Why? All we have is the hammering. We need a crucible, swage and die. Man, we need a lot of stuff. I didn't think we needed so much. I thought it was just an anvil and chisel that we needed. Well, that's a hassle. Because making a bunch of tools is pretty boring. Let's make a workbench. Except I probably don't have the recipe for that either. Let's head back into the vehicle. Let's make a workbench so that it will speed up our crafting time. We need small sheet metal and pipes, both of which we can get from up here. In fact, we have quite a selection of pipes already. So we'll grab all these pipes, which should put us over the limit. We also have small sheet metal here as well from when we were disassembling all these shelving units. The bells are going in the background. I can never tell, like in my when I watch my editing, when I do my editing and watch the footage, I don't often hear, I mean, I see the sprite, there it is. I don't often hear the bells in the background, but like sometimes I do, so I don't know, you know, if you can hear them or not. Workbench, use the arc welder. Now the question becomes, where are we putting this thing? We have the forge in the front seat. Put the workbench. If we stand, I think we want it right here, where this cargo space is. Let's drop the workbench. So what I'm thinking, right, we have the forge, so we're going to want the workbench to be within range of us standing beside the forge. We're also going to need a kitchen unit at some point, and we would want the workbench next to the kitchen unit. So I'm thinking we leave the forge where it's at, we put the workbench here, then we can put the kitchen unit here or here or here, and then we'll stand here to craft. And we can make this particular cargo space our miscellaneous crafting items, like our spare parts and things, which will make it easier. I mean, I think no matter what, they would be within range of where we're crafting, because it's a relatively small vehicle, but I do like to keep them handy. So I think we want to pull everything out of this, really out of both of these cargo spaces. Let's go all and do everything but batteries. Where are the batteries? Because I want to keep the batteries in their charger. It's not an easy... okay, so we'll just do them one at a time. We'll go south and we'll go east, and then we will move everything. Is not enough room. No. Why? Why isn't there enough room? Because it only has a volume of 2.5 liters. Yeah, I don't actually want it on the door. I just kind of want it on the ground. Yes, move everything. So that should be, yes, they fell on the pavement. Now let's move the southeast area, and we'll also move that to our west here, I think, and we'll pull everything out. Yes, please, just dump everything. Okay, so that put everything here, and then we can do here. No, not the vehicle. There we go. And we will move everything up here. And then we can pick up whatever is remaining here, and we'll drop those outside as well. I don't know why I picked them up. I could have just advanced inventoried them. Drop all this stuff. In fact, we should drop everything that we're not currently using. We'll hang on to the liver and the fat because we don't want to lose them in the pile and end up not cooking with them. Everything else, I think, is fine to drop here. Yeah, so there we go. We've got that out. Let's pull out this cargo space. So yes, we're going to continue doing vehicle work for the foreseeable future until we cobble together something that is... Where did the carrier go? Pick that up, please. I don't want to lose this. We'll put this over here where it will be on its own tile, and we will see that we have a cargo space there. And then we will install the workbench in this position. I think this is okay. I really don't want to have to reshuffle everything around once I'm done. Go ahead and install the workbench. This will give us a place to work while we work on our... Of course, that's impassable. So unfortunately, the only way... I mean, we're not going to be super navigable. This vehicle is not going to be super easily navigated, which is... yeah, is maybe going to be a problem. We could put doors in the rear if we really felt like we needed to be able to escape one side or the other. With this forge blocking things up, we need to move this welder at some point as well. Really don't know where to move the welder. I'll probably just move it down 1 or 2 tiles. It just depends. Where do we want to put the kitchen unit? I mean, we don't even have a kitchen unit. I don't think we can craft any of the kitchen. Oh, we totally can. Requires a cast iron frying pan and a water faucet. So this is the one that lets you drink from it. It also requires a hot plate, so this must be the one you can cook with. I think the other one, I'm not sure if this one actually lets you cook with it. One of them doesn't, I thought, but we don't really want... We want the RV kitchen unit, I think. So we need to keep an eye out for a cast iron frying pan. It's a little bit silly that it requires, you know, a pan. Why isn't a pot a possible alternative to that pan? We also don't have a water faucet, but I imagine we can get that from breaking sinks pretty easily, or maybe bathtubs. Where would we put that? I mean, does it really matter? I need to put a bed in this thing too. It's just so much stuff that has to go in here, and by the time I'm done, I'm only going to have a few cargo spaces, it seems like. Got to put a bed in here as well. Well, whatever. Let's start working on our forging tools. We're going to need a lot of metal for this. Let's take a look at our anvil and see what that requires. Anvil requires heavy-duty frames, lumps of steel, chunks of steel, or 4 steel frames. A lot of lumps of steel. I think we go... Oh, we need a crucible first. Of course, this is always the problem with the forging recipes, is that they require other forging recipes. So we need sheet metal. Okay, let's grab some sheet metal. Should be plenty around. Again, we can just disassemble these things for more sheet metal, which I think is what we will do. Deconstruct. It's probably not the most optimal way to get sheet metal. There probably are better ways. But we're going to be needing a lot of metal to do this stuff, so we're just going to continue working off of those shelving units because we have them right here, and we might as well. So we want to make a crucible, which we will begin to craft. Presumably we're working on the workbench. Yes, on the workbench. Great. Which should speed things up. Too simple to train. Are we done? No. Okay. Yeah, it's very hot again today. Oh, good. The sun is going down. Let's pop our cranial flashlight. Turn that baby on. Cranial flashlight. We actually don't have a lot of... Oh, I bet I know what's happening. Every time I try to close this menu, I press the P key, which toggles our joint torsion ratchet. Instead of closing the window like I expect it to. So that is probably why our torsion ratchet is continually being turned on. So there we have our flashlight. How far did we get on craft at workbench? Work on craft. 82%. Very warm again today. Yesterday was about 92, I think. Pretty dang warm for October. Today it's more like in the 80s, which is more tolerable. How much space do you have? 50 liters. So we can store our forge tools on the forge itself. You put your crucible in the electric SUV's mounted electric forge. Great. So what did we need for the anvil? We needed multiple frames. We've done all the framework really. So we should be able to use these frames without any real problem. Oh, it's extra lights. I don't want extra lights. Let's grab... No. Let's haul this crap to the other side where it can be within range of us, since we're working out of this side of the vehicle at the moment. Is that going to be within range? Let's move it to where we can maybe see it as well. And we'll step over here. Now we should be able to craft the anvil. Anvil, great. Probably too big to put on the workbench? No? Okay, good. Yeah, it's less hot today, like it's probably only in the 80s, but the humidity is up like 5,000%. Yes, that's right, 5,000%. It's to the point where if you exhale, the air from your lungs immediately condenses into water upon exiting your mouth. It's horrifying. It's a very scary, traumatizing experience. Can we fit... How big is the anvil? And nope, that's a stethoscope. Anvil is 4 liters and 100 some odd pounds. So we'll drop that as well on the forge. I was just worried it would be too voluminous to put on the forge. All right, crucible anvil. We need tongs. Tongs, parametal tongs requires pipes and a forge, of course. And we'll make those real quick. That should be a quick craft. And then we will make. We need a chisel. Metalworking chisel requires lumps of steel. We can fetch those pretty easily. Do we have a... Why don't we repair some of our metal gear while we're here? Metal gear. Use welding rig. Repair the machete. 18%. I mean, we don't have a failure chance, so we should be fine. We'll do the same for the makeshift crowbar. Really would like to get like a proper crowbar. They're much more durable than the crappy makeshift one. So I think we just want to wield something... bludgeony. Man, we can get rid of this sharpened rebar. I'm not kiting anything. We're not using it for anything. We have a forge now. We're probably going to make better weapon than this. I don't know why I've been wasting inventory space on that this whole time. So grab the crowbar and we'll just smash this and keep an eye on our stamina. Very loud, very obnoxious. Literally not breaking anything. Wait until you catch your breath. What's my strength? 13. Yeah, I feel like they've... Oh, that's right. They made vehicles much more durable in a recent... You don't seem to be damaging the pavement. I'm not hitting the pavement. Am I hitting the pavement? You don't seem to be damaging... I don't want to hit the pavement. I want to hit the vehicle. They did make, they made vehicles much more durable. In a maybe not much more, but they made just tiles more durable, I think, and armor less durable or something. I'm not 100%. I really don't want to butcher a bunch of metal things. I just want a chisel, bro. I just want a chisel. Lump of steel, 1 of 4, 4 of 6, 20 of 22. 20 of 22. Requires 1 of... So it should only require 1 lump of steel? That's a chunk. We'll take that, though, too. Here's a lump. Grab the lump of steel. That should be it, I think. We didn't smash successfully. Did I just hear? That was just me moving through the vehicle. I thought I heard something hit our car. Chisel, we're pretty safe at this location at this point. We've cleared this whole little town. Oh man, the sweating has begun. It's only been 15 minutes and I'm sweating bullets. It's just going to be one of those days. I really wanted to get a lot of work done today on Cataclysm and maybe possibly a little bit of Tome. And with the heat, I don't know if I'm actually going to get anything done or not. Which is really frustrating because I'm going to have to stop every episode to turn on the AC and try to cool off so I don't, melt. Like I can feel it in my face right now. Swage and die set. So we'll make the swage and die set, which just requires more lumps of steel. Yeah, like I feel it in my face. My cheeks are very hot. I can feel the sweating beginning. And I can feel my heart fluttering a little bit. Maybe that's just my rampant obesity, but I'm pretty sure that when you're in the heat, your heart does speed up and stuff. Definitely feel not great. Let's bottle jack is what we're looking for. Still can't make you, huh? We need more steel. So let's go gather more chunks and lumps of steel. Anything? Plastic? No, I don't want plastic. A little irritated I can't smash things. Chunk of steel. Like, really? We can't smash things? It's doing nothing. And it says I'm not damaging the pavement. I don't want to hit the pavement. I don't know why that message is even there. Which sucks because one of the most reliable places to get lumps of steel is just to smash them off vehicles. You can butcher frames, which is probably more efficient. Let's grab a frame and see what we get out of butchering a frame. Drop the frame, butcher frame, 20 lumps of steel. I mean, that is definitely more reliable, I guess, but when I'm trying to pick up 1 or 2, I always just smash them off of vehicles. So let's just drag those over to the pile here. Our cranial flashlight has gone out. We are out of battery charge. Let's go ahead and toggle our torsion ratchet back on. And we're going to go eat, drink. I guess we'll just go to sleep, actually. So why don't we turn that off? And we'll turn on metabolic interchange. And we'll eat a crap ton of meat. Because that'll give us a lot of calories to fuel our bioelectricity. Oh, in fact, we have meat left. Oh man, we have a lot of meat left. Let's eat, I don't know, 5 meat? No, 4 meat. And we'll go grab a drink in the vehicle. I don't think we have really anything to drink. We really ought to boil some water. Man, I'm getting annoyed I can't go in the right side of my vehicle. Food, no, we dragged food out of the vehicle when we were trying to sort things. That is a sheet for some reason. Chunk of fat. Here we go. This should be this pile. What do we got in the way of beverages? Really no soda. I haven't been picking up sodas lately. Aluminum can of lemon lime soda, sure. Chardonnay, maple syrup, candied honey, horseradish. Don't drink horseradish. More lemon lime soda. We'll just drink a lot of that. And we'll take a shot of herbal tea. I think we'll grab a multivitamin as well while we're here. Just because we have been eating a little bit kind of all over the place with what we've been eating. And I guess we'll go to bed. I'm a little worried about it sapping calories while we sleep. But we did eat a lot of calories today. So I'm not too worried about it. Let's just go to sleep. Yeah, the heat, man. The heat is my enemy. I prefer cold weather. Stupid global warming. Stupid Al Gore invented global warming and now the globe is warming or something. I'm not familiar. I don't know the science behind global warming. There are still people who deny global warming is a thing. They just say like, oh, it's a hoax. It's not a big deal. But like, record-setting rainfall and obvious increase in temperatures in a lot of places and wild temperature fluctuations. And people just say, I don't really believe it. Well, you don't believe science. You don't believe science, though. Like, you know, it's one of my pet peeves when I hear people say that they don't buy global warming. You know, evolution as well, to a lesser extent. Like, I can understand if you don't really believe in evolution, but, like, you ever see a monkey? Like, I remember watching, oh, this is a little dark, but I remember watching, it was this documentary. It was a guy who decided to walk the Amazon rainforest, and it was on Discovery Channel or, you know, History Channel or something like that. This was several years ago now, and I remember, you know, watching pretty much the whole thing of him just wandering down, meandering down alongside the river, and, like, you know, trying to maintain his health, and his teeth were not doing so well, and, you know, stuff like that. And I remember one of the indigenous, like, groups or little towns or whatever you want to call, I mean, I don't know what the definition exactly of indigenous means. I think it just means you're native to that area. But he, you know, would stop at these towns and people would greet him and meet with him and things. And in one of the towns, they killed a monkey, and they cooked a monkey. And it was legitimately one of the grossest and most horrifying things I've ever seen. Because what am I doing? I needed something to do, or I'm gonna never follow through. We need to make the bottle jack. So let's move up here so we're in range of everything. Bottle jack, great. Make a bottle jack, and we will use all those lumps of steel that we have. Yeah, they took the monkey. They killed the monkey. They singed the hair off the monkey, which at that point, it's just a naked human. It looks like a tiny naked human, and it's horrifying. Then they, I don't want to go into detail because it's gross and you probably don't want to hear about it, but they took apart the monkey and they ate it. They properly cooked it and ate it, and it's like, it was literally like watching someone butcher a human being and eat a human being. And it was like, I make jokes about cannibalism all the time, like, oh, I'd try it, oh, blah, blah. But, like, seeing that was sickening to me. Like, I get it, it's just meat, right? Americans, I'm an American. Americans are pretty sensitive. You know, we just have grocery stores. We don't think about our food ever being a living creature, right? Or it's like, I mean, obviously not all of us are like that, but some people, I am. I mean, I don't like the idea of butchering my own food. And just, yeah, seeing that was among the grossest things I've ever seen. And it really cemented for me that, like, monkeys and humans are very closely related. Like, Bolt Turning 2, we have the, what's it called? Tool set. Integrated tool set. Turn that baby on. How were we deconstructing furniture if that was turned off? Because we don't have a hammer and screwdriver anymore in our inventory. So how do we disassemble that shelving unit without our tool set? I don't remember turning it on or off. Maybe it automatically disables when you run out of power. In fact, when I'm thinking about that, we should turn off metabolic interchange since we're at full capacity. Let's pull these tires off. Pull the tires. Pull the wheel assembly. Tool with jacking 6. Yes, I have that. We are getting hot. What? Our mouth is hot, of course, with the stupid wool scarf. I am hot as well, character. Trust me, I feel your pain. Let's grab this other wheel. Pull this. Where's the hub? Oh, it's up there. Pull the wheel. Pull the hub assembly. And what we're going to do, I don't like them being on the very front of the vehicle in case they would be damaged. So I'm going to move them back a tile, and we're going to put them here with alongside the windshield. Which, if you think about cars in real life, it's pretty rare that you see a tire set up on the hood of your vehicle. It's usually a little further back beneath the engine and around. I mean, I think on my car, my tire is like, it starts right at the very edge of the windshield and then is forward a little bit. So it is, you know, at the hood. It's just not that far up, I don't think. Or maybe just because it's a tile, it's hard to decide where exactly you want it when it's a tile by tile thing. So we're going to move this back. We're going to install the hub assembly, wheel hub assembly steerable. We want the steerable one for the front tires so that we have front wheel drive. Use the welder. We will install the tire, the wheel. Do we want wider wheels? I think we're okay with the wheels that we currently have. I don't think that that's really a priority to me. Same thing back here. I'm going to move them up one tile from the rear and install them here. And once again, I would like to put an additional set of tires onto this vehicle, which we will place right ahead of that particular, those particular wheels. So I think this would be drivable now, given that we've repositioned some of the tires, but we want to do the other side as well. Man, we lost daylight mighty quick. Let's turn on our flashlight. Cranial flashlight's really putting in work for us. I bumped the wrong button again. I pushed forward. Did that toggle anything? No. Okay. So we're going to pull the tires off on this side as well. Do the same thing. Just to reposition them so they're a little bit more sensible, in my opinion. Why was the wheel steerable? I thought you only had to make the hub steerable. We're going to keep an eye on that when we install the wheel this time. So we're going to move this one back again. And we're going to install steerable wheel? No? Just wheel. So you steer. So why was the wheel listed as steerable if it's just the hub? Maybe that's from migrating the vehicles with the new hub assembly and stuff. Maybe it just is a little bit of an oversight or something. Pull off the wheel. Pull off the hub assembly. We'll pull this baby down here. We'll install that across from the other wheel. Nope, that was the wrong. I don't want steerable wheels on the rear. I'm not sure how that works in this game. I've never done that. I've always followed the conventional front wheels are steerable, rear wheels are not. Let's make sure we didn't do that on the other side. Nope, just a regular wheel. So this thing should be drivable again. Still uglier than Sin, but we're getting there. We've gotten all of our forge equipment. We've gotten our tires repositioned. Now we just start filling in the inside, right? I think we want to maybe pop around to the towns, the area around us, and see if we can't scrounge up a frying pan. Be really nice to be able to make a kitchen unit. We also need a lot more cargo spaces. We're going to need to reposition the welder. We're going to need to make a bed. We can make a bed literally right now. It doesn't really matter. Where would we put a bed? I guess we would just throw it back here somewhere. It doesn't really matter. We wanted to replace our windshields, which we're going to need to make reinforced glass. Why don't we start pulling out our windshield? Go ahead and start pulling this off. Hopefully they're all in pretty good condition. I mean, there are other vehicles around that we can harvest them from. It's just I would like them to all be... Nope. About half of them are not in great condition. So, not optimal, but it is something. I'm not sure why this is displaying a headlight on these particular frames. I'm not sure what determines if there are headlights on the sprite. I guess it isn't if you install headlights on the tile. It has nothing to do with that. But whatever. We're going to make some reinforced glass, which, if I remember, required super glue glass. Super glue... Safety glass? Oh, safety glass is. We don't want that. Reinforced glass requires super glue and wire, both of which we have in abundance, as well as glass itself. How long? 20 minutes. That's quite a time to invest doing this, but I guess we will. No. Yeah. Arc welder. Drop it on the ground, and let's pick that bad boy back up. In progress, pane of reinforced glass. Oh, of course, because it retains its volume, so we're going to have a hell of a time trying to finagle this onto the workbench here. We want to use the workbench because it will speed up our crafting time. Why can't I work on craft? In progress, pane of glass. Oh, don't do this to me. Get items on the ground. See, so here's the problem. We started this craft, which means that it inherits the volume and things of the items it's creating or whatever. Problem is, it's so voluminous we can't actually load it onto our workbench. So now I have to work with my bare hands, and it's just going to slow everything down. So we're going to activate, and of course, if we had made this too large to the point where we couldn't pick it up, then there would be no way of crafting this item. It would stay in progress for the rest of time. Actually, that's not true. You know what? Because you can make a crafting spot, I think. I don't think you would be able to surpass the volume of a crafting spot. I think that because it's just a floor item, I think a crafting spot is actually slower Is it fast? It's got to be faster than working with your hands. I don't know. Whatever. It's going to take a long time. We're burning a lot of our cranial flashlight charges, which hopefully will stay. Just go ahead and drop this stuff. And we'll drop this one as well. So there we go. We got some reinforced glass. And since we crafted, now that I'm thinking about it, since we crafted with the glass panes, they should be in perfect condition. So we'll go ahead and we want the glass to extend the entire front end. We don't want to. I was thinking, do we want this to be the windshield, or do we want it to be from the 0 to the 0? And I think we want it the whole way across. So we're going to install, what am I looking for? Glass? I don't know if it's glass. No, windshield is what I'm looking for. Reinforced windshield, 1 sheet of reinforced glass. What is right next to me? Pane of reinforced glass. Sheet of reinforced glass. 4 panes to make 1. Oh my god. So that's going to be an extremely tedious, time-consuming process. I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're just going to put a regular windshield up in this thing, because I'm not going to sit here. That took forever, and we're not going to make another 15 so that we have enough to make, it's going to take literally like, I mean, maybe we will. I don't know. We're going to call the episode. Don't judge me. I'm very indecisive. I'm going to call the episode for now. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I, of course, will be back with more Cataclysm every single day of the week. And I will see you in the next one.